I died choking on my own vomit in a dingy Paris hostel. Penniless and alone. With my husband's wedding ring still burning a hole in my pocket like a curse. The last thing I saw was the Eiffel Tower mocking me through a grimy window, its lights twinkling like the lies he'd fed me for years. But death wasn't the end, it was a goddamn reset button. Slamming me back into my body 3 years earlier. Heart pounding in a Manhattan high-rise. Right before the trip that would have ruined me. My name is Luna Hale. And in this second chance, I'm not the wide-eyed fool who trusted Jake with everything.
No.
This time, I'm the storm coming for him and his pack of Ivy League assholes who thought betraying a wife was just another bro prank. The alarm clock buzzed like a hornet in my skull, yanking me from the void. I bolted upright in our king-sized bed on the 42nd floor of 1 Pen 1. The Hudson River glittering outside like it gave a shit about my resurrection. Jake was snoring beside me, his perfect jaw slack. Blonde hair tousled just so, the kind of wasp golden boy who'd charm the pants off a nun. 3 years from now, he'd be smirking as he and his frat buddies accidentally left me stranded in Charles de Gaulle Airport with €50 and a fake emergency back home. But that was then. This was now, June 2022. Our 5th anniversary trip to Europe looming like a guillotine. I touched my face. Felt the smooth skin of a 28-year-old who hadn't yet been hollowed out by grief and cheap red wine. My hands trembled as fragments of the future crashed in, their laughter echoing in my head. The way they'd posted pics of champagne toasts in London without me, captioning it "Boys' Weekend Gone Wild." Jake had called it a joke. A wake-up call to my clinginess. I'd believed him until the tabloids splashed my story. Heiress wife dumped in Paris. Suicide or scandal? Turns out, it wasn't suicide. It was an overdose on pills I bought with my last dime, chasing numbness from the humiliation. But they pinned it on me, the unstable trophy wife who'd married above her station. My station? Yeah.
Right.
I'd clawed my way from a trailer park in rural Ohio to Columbia Law on scholarships and grit, only to land Jake Hale, heir to a real estate empire that spanned from Manhattan lofts to Miami condos. He called me his rags to riches fairy tale. I called it love. Stupid. Blind love. The bedroom door creaked open, and in padded our golden retriever, Max, tail wagging like the world hadn't just flipped upside down. I scooped him up, burying my face in his fur to muffle the sob clawing at my throat. "We're gonna get him, boy," I whispered. Max licked my cheek, oblivious. Jake stirred, mumbling, "Babe, you okay?" I forced a smile, the kind that had fooled juries in my pro bono days. "Just excited for Paris. Can't sleep." He grinned sleepily, pulling me down. "That's my girl. Europe's gonna be epic." His hand slid possessively over my hip, and bile rose in my throat. "Epic for you. Maybe. For me, it had been the beginning of the end, until now." By breakfast, I was plotting. Over avocado toast in our open-plan kitchen, marble counters gleaming under recessed lights, I scanned Jake's phone while he showered. Password: our anniversary. 06152017. Pathetic. Texts from his crew. Brody. The Wall Street wolf with a coke habit, Tyler. The tech bro who'd ghosted his own mom. And Vance. The trust fund artist who painted betrayal like abstract art. Dude. The Paris drop-off? Gold. Brody had typed last time. She'll come crawling back funnier. Not this time. I needed leverage. The secret they'd buried? It wasn't just the prank. Back then, I'd uncovered Jake's side hustle, funneling dirty money from his dad's developments through offshore accounts to fund their lifestyle. I'd confronted him once, pre-trip, and he'd gaslit me into silence. "You're paranoid, Luna. It's all above board." But in my dying haze, I'd pieced it together from leaked emails I'd glimpsed on a payphone. Millions laundered, HUD violations buried, families evicted from projects his firm revitalized. I'd been too broken to whistleblow. Now, I'd weaponize it. First move, feign normalcy. I packed light, slipping in a burner phone I'd buy en route. "Babe, you sure you don't want the guys to join for a night in London?" Jake asked, zipping his Louis Vuitton duffel. His eyes flicked to mine. "Testing." I laughed, light as champagne bubbles.
Nah.
"It's our trip. Just you and me. Lie number one." I'd invited them myself last week, playing the doting wife. They were flying in surprise, per the group chat I'd hacked. Their real plan: ditch me mid-trip, blame it on a mix-up, and party sans the ball and chain. JFK was a zoo, suits barking into AirPods. Families herding kids like cattle. Jake charmed the first-class lounge, schmoozing a senator's aide while I nursed a gin and tonic. Eyes on the tarmac. The flight to London was blissfully numb, Jake's head on my shoulder, rom-com flickering on the screen. I dreamed of Paris streets slick with rain, my body convulsing on hostile tiles. Woke sweating. Heathrow hit like a fever dream. Customs stamped our passports with indifferent thuds. Outside, a black cab idled, driver in a flat cap eyeing us like marks. "To the hotel." "Love," he grunted. Jake nodded, oblivious. I slipped him a 20-pound note, tip for later. Our suite at the Savoy overlooked the Thames, all velvet drapes and clawfoot tubs. Jake popped a bottle of Juve, toasting to us. I clinked, watching bubbles rise like accusations. That night, as he snored, I fired up my laptop. VPN routed through Toronto. I dug into Hale Enterprises filings. Whispers of fraud, inflated appraisals, kickbacks to inspectors. Nothing concrete yet. But I remembered the account number from my deathbed delirium, Cayman Islands. Shell Corp named Luna Holdings. Ironic.
Huh?
They'd named it after me, the disposable wife. Morning brought croissants and crooks. Jake's phone buzzed, landing in 2 hours.
Bro.
Ready to ghost the missus. From Brody. I memorized the ETA. Heart hammering. We strolled Covent Garden, Jake's arm around me like a noose. Street performers juggled fire fitting. At a cafe, he excused himself for a work call. I tailed him 2 blocks, ducking into alleys. He met Vance at a pub, clapping backs, laughing low. She suspects nothing. Paris drop at noon tomorrow. Tyler's got the fake flight confirm ready. My blood iced. I melted back, ordering an espresso to steady my hands. Decision time. Abort the trip. Expose him now?
No.
Too clean. Revenge needed teeth sharp, American style, the kind that left scars on boardrooms and bylines. Back at the hotel, I accidentally spilled wine on Jake's shirt.
Oops.
Let me run to Harrods for a replacement. He waved me off, glued to ESPN on his tablet.
En route.
I hit an electronic shop. Burner phone acquired.
SIM activated.
Text to an old Columbia prof. Now at the DOJ. Professor Hale? Luna Ramirez. Got a tip on real estate fraud. Can we chat? Harrods was a gilded trap, opulence screaming old money sins. I bought the shirt, plus a slim recorder disguised as a pen. Planted it in Jake's jacket pocket. Let them confess on tape. That evening, the surprise arrived. Doorbell chimed like Judgment Day. Jake opened it, feigning shock. Guys, what the? Hugs all around, backslaps echoing off crystal decanters. Brody, sharp-suited with eyes like a shark, Tyler, fidgeting with his smartwatch, Vance, sketching caricatures on a napkin, already tipsy. Luna, you sneaky minx, Brody boomed, planting a kiss on my cheek that lingered too long. His hand brushed my waist creep. Heard you planned this? I played along, pouring scotch neat. Guilty. Figured our anniversary needed some chaos. Laughter rippled. But I caught Jake's flicker. Worry? Good. We hit a Soho club, bass thumping like war drums. Bodies writhed under strobes, sweat and cologne thick as lies. Jake pulled me close on the dance floor, whispering, "You're the best,
Babe.
I smiled into his neck, inhaling his cologne, Acqua di Gio, the scent of my grave. Meanwhile, the recorder whirred silently in his pocket. By 2 a.m., they were slurring plans. Bathroom break for me. Locked stall. Burner out. Quick search. Hale Enterprises' next big flip. A Brooklyn brownstone project evicting low-income families. Permits filed crooked. Per public records. I emailed the tip to a Gothamist reporter I'd interned with. Anonymous source. Check Luna Holdings for dirt. Back at the bar, Tyler cornered me. Jake's lucky. You know. Most girls would have bailed by now. His breath reeked of Jaeger. Bailed on what? I probed. Innocent. He leaned in.
Sloppy. The
Stuff. You get it.
No, I didn't yet.
But the tape would. Eurostar to Paris dawned gray. Rain lashing windows like tears. Jake dozed against me, oblivious. The guys trailed in coach. Budget fun, they'd joked. At Gare du Nord, cabs swarmed. Split up. Us to the Marais, them to scout bars. Our hotel was a boutique charmer. Exposed brick and iron balconies. Jake crashed for a nap. I slipped out. Café au lait at a corner bistro. Laptop open. DOJ prof replied. Intriguing. Send docs. I forwarded what I had, screenshots, account hints. Then, the real bomb, a deep dive into Vance's art. Turns out, his gallery shows laundered cash too, paintings sold to ghosts. Afternoon. Eiffel Tower. Romantic as hell. Jake proposed a redo of our first trip photo. Arms around me. Wind whipping my hair.
Click.
Smile.
Inside.
I seethed. Tonight was the drop-off. Their plan, fake text from me saying I'd meet them at the airport early for a solo flight home. Then, radio silence. Cards maxed via app, leaving me stranded. But I had the jump. Prepped my own emergency. A packed go bag in the hotel safe. Passport duplicated. And the recorder? I'd retrieve it during dinner. Le Jules Verne. Eiffel's midpoint restaurant. Overpriced perfection. Views of the Seine sparkling like fool's gold. The guys joined, toasting to epic nights. Wine flowed, tongues loosened. Jake's hand on my thigh under the table. Possessive. Brody regaled with Wall Street conquests. Tyler demoed a crypto scam app. Vance sketched me, eyes too knowing. Post-dessert. Bathroom ploy again. I swiped the pen recorder from Jake's jacket while he paid. Heart in throat. Back to the suite. Plugged it in. Hours of gold. Dude. Once she's gone. We hit the yachts. No more dragging her to these bores. Jake's voice. Casual as ordering fries. Then. The meat. Pop's got the inspectors in pocket for Brooklyn. Luna Holdings wires $5 million next week. Clean as your mom's pearls. And Brody. What if she finds out? She's no dummy. Jake. She is to me. Gaslight City. By the time she pieces it, we're ghosts. Laughter. My hands shook as I uploaded to a encrypted drive. Twist 1. They weren't just pranking. The joke covered tracks. Me out of Paris meant me away from the Paris office files I'd been helping with remotely. I'd been inches from the fraud ledger. Midnight cab to CDG. Jake kissed me sloppy. Love you,
Babe.
see you in a few. Your flight's at dawn. Right? Lie mirrored lie. I nodded. Tears real this time, not hurt.
Rage.
Forever. They peeled off. High-fiving. I waited till tires hummed away. Then dialed the Gothamist contact. It's on. Deep dive.
Now.
Dawn broke bloody over the runways. I sat in the terminal. Coffee bitter. Watching flights board without me. No abandonment this round. I'd booked a return to NYC. First class on points. Texted Jake. Change of plans. Coming home early. Miss you. Let him sweat. Back in Manhattan. The city pulsed like a vein ready to burst. Penthouse empty. Jake still stuck in Europe.
For his voicemails.
I ignored them. Holing up with Max and takeout pad thai. DOJ prof called. This is dynamite. Luna. But risky. You sure? End it, I said. All of it. Week 1. Leaks hit. Gothamist drops. Hale airs hidden empire. Laundering through luxury. Screenshots blurred but damning. Twitter erupts. Hale fraud trending. Protesters outside their Midtown tower. Jake texts frantic. WDF babe? You see this.
Me? What? Honey? Oh.
That. Week 2. Feds raid the offices. Jake flies commercial. Lands pale as milk. Confrontation in our living room. Skyline mocking us. You did this, he hisses. Eyes wild. My family ruined. Your family ruined lives, I counter. Voice steel. Evictions. Bribes.
Lies.
And me, the punchline wife. Brody's arrested at JFK. Coke in his bag. Irony thick. Tyler flips first. Testifying for immunity. Vance cracks under interrogation. Spilling canvases of corruption. But the real twist? In the files. A bombshell. Jake's dad knew about me from day one. Marry the scholarship girl, he'd advised. Optics. I was the diversity hire in their dynasty. The prank? Dad's idea. To test loyalty. They all laughed. Cuffs on Jake in our foyer. Miranda rights echoing. He stares. Broken.
Why?
Luna? We could have fixed it. I lean in. Breath on his ear. Because funny's over. Trial's a circus. NYT front page. Pundits debating corporate karma on CNN. I testify. Composed in Chanel. Spilling every betrayal. The judge. A no-nonsense Brooklynite. Slams the gavel. 20 years. fraud and conspiracy. Epilogue hits hard. Post-sentencing.
I sell the penthouse.
Donate proceeds to tenant relocation funds. Move to a loft in Bushwick. Start a non-profit, Luna Legal Aid, fighting evictions with the fire I once wasted on him. Max chases squirrels in the yard. I date a barista with tattoos and honesty. One night. Burner buzzes, anonymous. You won. But watch your back. Jake's appeal lawyer? Or deeper rot. I delete it. Poor wine, good stuff. This time. Death taught me, second chances aren't fairy tales. They're knives. And I've learned to wield mine. But as sirens wail outside, I wonder, is revenge the end, or just the hook for round two? The gavel's echo faded like a bad hangover. But the fallout? That shit stuck like gum on hot pavement. 6 months post-trial. And New York still whispered my name, Luna Hale, the Avenger who'd toppled a titan. Front pages called it the prank that broke an empire. Pundits on Fox debated if I'd gone woke or just bit the hand that fed. MSNBC hailed me as a feminist icon.
Me?
I just wanted coffee without side-eye. Bushwick suited me. Graffiti splash streets. Neighbors who nodded instead of scheming. My loft smelled of sage and fresh paint. Walls lined with case files instead of Jake's golf trophies. Luna Legal Aid was bootstrapping, a one-room office above a taqueria. Volunteers from Columbia's underbelly. We fought the little guys, the single moms facing no-fault evictions, the vets priced out of their own hoods. Irony? Funded partly by Hale's settlement scraps. Jake's appeals drained the trust. But the civil suits? Chaching for victims. Max thumped his tail against the reclaimed wood floor as I scrolled emails. One from Elena Vasquez, a Dominican widow I'd saved from a bogus foreclosure. Gracias?
Luna.
You're mi heroina.
Smiled at that.
Another from my DOJ prof. Feds wrapped the last thread. Vance flipped on the old man. Full confession. Hale's senior stewing 5 in Otisville. Good. The patriarch, with his silver fox schmooze and scotch neat, had greenlit the whole rotten tree. Including me. Date night loomed, Rico. The barista with arms like coiled rope and a laugh that cut through my armor. We'd met at my corner spot. Him sliding lattes with a wink. Extra foam. Or extra trouble. Third date tonight. Rooftop tacos at a Williamsburg pop-up. Low stakes.
High vibes.
No penthouses. No plots. But paranoia dies hard. As I shrugged on a leather jacket, vintage, thrifted, my burner pinged again. Same unknown number. Karma's a circle.
Luna.
Enjoy the view. Attached, a grainy photo.
Me.
Frozen mid-stride, on my stoop yesterday. Max at heel.
Stalker vibes. Jake?
He was rotting in Rikers. Appeals stalled. Unless. Shook it off. Rico picked me up on his Vespa. Helmet hair be damned. Wind whipped as we buzzed over the bridge. City lights blurring into neon promises. Tacos hit, al pastor spicy, as fresh grudges. We talked, him on his abuela's recipes. Me dodging war stories with corporate law bullshit. His hand brushed mine over horchata.
Warm.
No strings. For the first time since the reset, I breathed easy. Till my phone lit up. Jake's sister. Amelia, the ice queen who testified for the defense. Calling me opportunist trash. Voicemail. Luna. You bitch. Dad stroke? Your fault. Heart attack waiting. Call me. Delete.
But the seed?
Planted. Morning afterglow shattered by a knock. Not Rico's gentle tap, fists like hammers. 2 suits, FBI. Badges gleaming. MS. Hale, need to chat. Coffee shop.
Now.
The diner reeked of grease and regret, Formica counters scarred like my conscience. Agent Ruiz. Latina with a noble stare. Slid a folder across. Your tip started it. But we found more. Hale wasn't just laundering ties to Russian oligarchs. Sanctions busts. You knew.
Knew?
Flash to Paris. Pre-death, Jake's business trip to Moscow. Hushed calls in Cyrillic code. I dismissed as jealousy.
No.
But suspicions. Her partner, grizzled Mike, grunted. Suspicions get people killed. Watch your 6. Leaks like yours? Stir nests. Nest stirred. That night, taillights shadowed my cab home, black SUV.
Tinted.
Paranoia dialed 211. Barred the door. Max growling low. Burner silent.
But sleep? Fled.
Week blurred into war. Legal aid ramped, pro bono for a whistleblower suing her pharma giant. Echoes of my own cage. Media hounded, podcastos wanting the tea, Vanity Fair pitching reborn, one woman's revenge. I did one. NPR. Voice steady. Spilling just enough. Betrayal's the real crime. I got mine back. Rico stuck. Cooking arepas in my kitchen. Tracing scars on my knuckles from law school stress balls. Your fire.
Luna.
But flames burn out solo. Sex was tentative. Then torrent, bodies crashing like waves on Coney Boardwalk. Afterglow talks turned deep, his deported dad. My trailer ghosts. Weary build, he murmured. I believed him. Till the gala. Legal aid's first fundraiser. Black tie schmooze at the Met. Donors in tuxes, sipping Veuve like vampires. I wore red, silk. Slit high. Power move. Rico scrubbed up fine. Arm candy with edge. Mingled with celebs, some actress gushing over my story. A tech mogul offering seed money with wandering eyes. Then, her. Amelia Hale. Ghost white in Chanel. Clutching a flute like a shank. Slumming it, she sneered. Voice honeyed venom. Thriving, I shot back. Your brother's new hobby, orange jumpsuits? Her laugh tinkled glass shards. Cute. But Dad's dying. And you're poison. Always were. Security edged closer. Rico's hand steadied me. But her parting whisper. Ask about the Cayman addendum. Your name's on it. Deeper than you think. Cayman. Luna Holdings. Heart stuttered. Post-gala. Uber to the loft. Rico's jokes falling flat. Laptop glowed accusatory. Dug deep. Archived filings. VPN maze. There, buried clause, I'd signed a power of attorney pre-wedding. For estate planning. Blind trust. Jake's charm. It looped me in. Silent partner. Liable for audits if cracked. Twist 2. I was a victim. Accomplice by ink. Feds could have flipped it me in the dock too.
Why hadn't they?
Burner buzzed at 3 a.m. Told you. Circle. Rico stirred. Babe, everything. I kissed his forehead. Lied smooth. Ghosts. Dawn raid on my conscience. Called the prof. Cayman POA, am I fucked? Pause heavy.
Dodged it.
Prosecutors cut you slack, your tip outweighed. But Amelia? She's lawyering up. Civil suit brewing. Defamation. Emotional distress. Suits incoming. My empire, crumbling? Counterstrike. Leaked the POA to allies. Spin it. Coerce signature. Gaslit spouse. Media aid it. Gaslight gate trending. Amelia's suit? DOA. Her own skeletons rattling. Embezzlement from family pots. But the shadows?
Thickened.
SUV tailed to depositions. Anonymous emails. Paris was Mercy. Jake's doing? Or Vance's crew. Out on bail. Painting vendettas. Rico noticed. Luna. This ain't healthy. Walk away. Can't. I admitted over diner eggs. It's me or them. He squeezed my hand. Then us. Team. Decision point. Controversial as hell. I greenlit a sting, fed bait to the burner. Meet. Neutral ground. End this. Reply. Pier at midnight. Brooklyn. Night fell oily. Fog rolling off the East River like bad omens. Rico protested. I went solo. Pepper spray tucked. Recorder live. Pier creaked under work boots. Abandoned warehouse vibes. Crates like tombstones. Footsteps echoed. Not 1-3. Silhouettes. Brody out. But his muscle? Hired goons. Tats snaking necks. And front, Tyler. Twitchy. Holding. Nothing. Just nerves. Luna, he rasped. Jake sends regards. Said you'd bite. Laughter bubbled. Ugly. Tell him hi. And fuck you. They closed. Adrenaline surged, reset reflexes. Spray first goon. Knee to gut. Second swung. I ducked. Crate splintering. Tyler bolted, cowered. Sirens wailed distant. Backup? Rico. Bless him. Screeching up in the Vespa. Phone out. Live streaming. Chaos. Cops swarmed. Perps cuffed. Tyler spilled. Amelia's play. Blame shift. Make you the villain. Twist 3. Family fracture. Amelia, desperate to salvage scraps, orchestrated the scare. Feds scooped her to obstruction. Aftermath. Headline screamed, Hail heiresses heist foil. I posed for times. Poised. Unbowed. Rico proposed over empanadas, ring from his abuela's gold. Build with me? Tears real. Yes. But as we danced in the loft, Max snoring. Burner, smashed, whispered ghosts. Revenge?
Pyrrhic.
Yet in the mirror, I saw her, Luna 2.0. Scarred but standing. One loose and nagged. The oligarch ties. Prof hinted. Deeper web. Watch Europe. Paris called?
Nah.
This time, I chose the bridge. A year out. And the hail husk was dust, foreclosures on their legacy, towers. Charity auctions of Jake's Rolex collection funding my clinics. Luna Legal Aid sprawled now. 3 offices. Staff of 10. Billboards in the Bronx blaring. Evictions end here. Me? TED Talk booked. Book deal whispering. Memoir titled Reset. Betrayal to Bulletproof. Rico and I, hitched in a rooftop ceremony. Tacos and tequila. Max as ring bearer.
Life.
Post-rebirth. Tasted like victory, tart. With a bite. But victory's a sly fucker. Slips in complacency like a bad habit. It started with the invite, Amelia's parole hearing. Not her, Vance's. Early release for cooperation. DOJ looped me in. Your input sways. Input? Hell. I flew to Austining. Testified remote, voice steady over Zoom. Pixels hiding the tremor. Your Honor, I said, facing the screen's stern mug. Vance didn't just paint pretty pictures. He laundered lives, mine included. Flash of Paris tiles. Vomit acrid. Rehab him? He'll sketch new schemes. Denied.
Sweet.
But post-call. Email from an untraceable. Art imitates life. Watch the canvas. Chills. Rico chalked it to echoes. I installed cams. Upped the security detail, paranoid perk of minor fame.
Nights.
We'd fuck fierce. His hands erasing ghosts. Mornings. Coffee and case reviews. Normalcy. Armored. Then, the curveball, pregnancy test. 2 pink lines. Joy hit like heroin clean.
Warm.
A mini Avenger, Rico joked, kissing my barely there bump. We dreamed, Brooklyn brownstone. Family weekends at the Rockaways. No high-rises, no airs games. Ultrasound confirmed, girl. Named her Nova, new star. Rebirth echo. But shadows crept. Paparazzi snapped me waddling to depositions. Headlines twisting. Avenger mom, baby bump or bust. Trolls on X. Hope the kid doesn't inherit her psycho genes. Burner replaced, new number, stayed quiet. Till Paris Fashion Week. Why go? Book promo? Sure. But deeper, closure. Eiffel loomed in invites.
Sponsor hooks.
Rico begged off, work surge, but I boarded solo. First class. Belly my shield. CDG deplaned deja vu. Crowds indifferent. Board flickering delays. Cab to the Ritz, upgrade from hostels. Sweet, opulent. Sane view mocking. First night. Gala gowns stretched taut. Rubbing shoulders with influencers and expats. Laughter tinkled. But my ears pricked for accents. Russian? Oligarch ghosts. Met an old contact. Claire. Gothamist journo who'd broken the first leak.
Over escargot.
She spilled. Hale's web? Snipped. But threads dangle. One loose. Viktor Kuznetsov. Russian expat. Funds Vance's gallery in exile. Hates loose ends, you're one. Kuznetsov. Name from Jake's slurred calls. Heart thudded. Threat. Claire shrugged. Whispers. He's in town, buying couture like it's bail. Slight unease coiled. Back to suite. Locked in. I Skyped Rico. Bumps fine. Miss you. His face pixel soft. Come home. Amor. Paris can wait. Slept fitful. Dreams of towers crumbling. Baby cries echoing. Dawn. Burner. How'd it follow? Pinged. Eiffel. Noon. Ornova pays. Ice in veins. Bluff. Or real. Decision. Controversial.
Deadly.
Armed with mace. Recorder app live. I cabbed to the Champ de Mars. Tourists swarmed. Picnics and selfies blurring threats. Lawn stretched green. Tower iron lace skyward. Noon struck. Figure emerged from oaks. Not Kuznetsov, Vance.
Gaunt.
Post-prison pallor. Sketchpad clutched like a shield. Luna, he drawled. Southern drawl velvet over razor. Poetic. No. You. I hissed. Hand in purse. Gripping. Parole denied.
How?
He smirked. Flipping pages, sketches of me. Pregnant, pierced by arrows. Money talks. Kuznetsov's patron saint. Why here? Why now? Closure, he echoed. You erased us. But art? Eternal. Pulled a vial, clear liquid. Syringe glint. For the bump. Quick mercy. Rage supernova. Lunge may spray. But he dodged, lithe as his lines. Struggle. Grass staining gown. Belly protesting. His hand clamped throat. Vial poised. Jake said you'd fight dirty. Whisper gasp. Jake. Letters. From inside. Finish her. Family. Luna. Blood. Twist 4. Jake. Not reformed, plotting from stripes. Puppeteering via cis and shadows. Kuznetsov? Front for his appeals fund. Dirty as ever. Scream tore. Tourist turned. Phones out. Vance faltered. I need low. Vials shattering. Security swarmed. French flicks cuffing him mid-snarl. It's over, he spat. Kuznetsov's coming. Ambulance wailed, me. Bruised but bump intact. Hospital sterile. Docs cooing over sonogram. Strong heartbeat. Relief flooded.
Salty.
Feds extradited Vance. Interpol nabbed Kuznetsov at a Côte d'Azur yacht. Hale ties sealed a cell. Jake? Added charges. Conspiracy across bars. Life. No parole. Homebound. Belly full. I landed in JFK arms wide. Rico. Max leaping. Hero again, he murmured. Nova arrived spring 25, tiny fists. Eyes like storm clouds. We settled in the brownstone. Garden blooming wild. Legal aid thrived. Book hit lists. Proceeds to moms like Elena. One dusk. As I rocked her under willows. Burner, final smash, memory flickered. Death's void. Reset spark. Worth it? Scars said yes, physical. The faint throat bruise, emotional. Trust's fragile rebuild. Rico joined. Hand on mine. Full circle? I nodded. Nova gurgling. And then some. But in quiet. I knew. Life's no fairy tale. It's a canvas, paint bold, or get sketched out.
Me?
I'd choose the brush. Every damn time.